What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Celsius. Serious stuff has happened with Celsius over the past few days, so we've got to look at what can happen because fundamentally the situation in Celsius right now could lead to a deeper dive in terms of the overall crypto market. Before I get into that, I update the spreadsheet. The first 26 coins that I spoke about on the channel. Had you invested $100 into each of these when I released videos about them and you were still holding that crypto, you're in profit for nearly 8,600-ish. Obviously, this is after many retracements and a bear cycle. This is what happens in a bear cycle, guys, because at one point the spreadsheet in a bull cycle was up 100k. And I've been talking about this for a while, but you know, that list of coins that you're excited about, we're fully in this bear cycle. There's probably still room to go down. If you've got your list of coins you're excited about, then keep reevaluating it, keep checking it. And if you're happy with those coins, you might have found gems. I've been doing that for a few years, building that list. I reevaluate all the time, remove, edit. And if you want to see the coins that I'm getting into during the bear cycle, like the couple that I bought yesterday, then you can come check out Copy My Crypto. Because any coin that I'm getting in on during this bear cycle are coins that I believe will 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x. So if you want to see what they are, all you have to do is click the link in the description and check it out. Right, guys, Celsius situation is bad. So let's start with what happened. Celsius has paused all withdrawals, swaps, and transfers between accounts. This is, according to them, acting in the interest of their community is their top priority. Their operations continue, and they will continue to share information with the community more here. And you can see the overall sentiment of the users of Celsius. You know, I have USDC in my account. I want to repay my loan that has a margin call right now, but I can't even repay the damn loan because of the transfer freeze. That's ridiculous. If the market tanks, Celsius will liquidate my collateral even though I can pay off my loan. You know, there's some really dodgy stuff happening here, and some concerning stuff. A ton of money was sent to FTX. A ton of money is in MakerDAO, and that's actually what I want to talk about in particular today. So look, this is obviously really bad for anyone that's in Celsius right now. Now, the company refers to its terms of use, which states the depositors consent to grant Celsius the right to use or invest such digital assets in Celsius's full discretion, acknowledging that depositors will not be able to exercise rights of ownership. And if Celsius is unable to meet its obligations deposited, assets may not be recoverable. Obviously, hugely concerning. There are a lot of people with a lot of money on Celsius. And this shouldn't have happened, but on-chain data from wallets linked to the firm show that they have been busy removing hundreds of millions of dollars in assets from RV markets and transferring them to FTX, including thousands of Bitcoin and tens of thousands of ETH. Celsius earns revenue by rehypothecating customer deposited funds. So when demand for redemption, for instance, during a broad market downturn exceeds liquidity reserves, the company can be forced to unwind its positions. Now, they've acknowledged there's a lot of work ahead, and as we consider various options, this process will take time and there may be delays. Obviously, this is after a real market correction or continued depth to the crash. Nexo have offered to buy him out. So they basically said, after what appears to be the insolvency of Celsius and mindful of the repercussions for their retail investors in the crypto community, Nexo has extended a formal offer to acquire qualifying assets of Celsius network after their withdrawal freeze. There's no confirmation at this time that Celsius is insolvent, and Nexo's bid can be viewed as an attempt to instill confidence among its own clients. Now, the concern here for me with regards to Celsius is quite simply this here. So, a Celsius address has an outstanding 278 million DAI loan. Now, this is using MakerDAO's protocol, and they've got around 21,900 wrapped Bitcoin as collateral, which is worth, $500 million. That money that loan is at risk of liquidation if the Bitcoin price falls further to about $18,400. The vault has been topped up by over 4,000 Bitcoin on Monday morning to lower the liquidity threshold. So now the liquidation threshold, I believe, is in the region of 17,000. Now, fundamentally, there are companies and traders that are going to be looking at that going, if we can liquidate Celsius, the profit margin's huge. And we could see rival companies, we could see massive institutional companies try and push the prices down to liquidate Celsius. Obviously, their profits off of that would be enormous, but that would have a deeper dive for the overall crypto market. Celsius's native tokens obviously plunged. But right now, the situation for Celsius looks pretty bad. Now, as long as Bitcoin doesn't continue to capitulate, Celsius should be fine. The problem is nothing's predictable in the bear cycle. And 24K, there was a decent chance that there was going to be some resistance for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin crashed through that. We also have confirmed bear cycles now in the stock markets, which we know the crypto and stock markets really correlated right now. So if there continues to be a deeper dive in terms of the stock markets, you would expect that that would be reflected in the crypto market with Bitcoin. So there could be greater depth to this crash still, especially with an FOMC meeting tomorrow. We're looking at potentially up to 75 basis point hikes, but actually that concerns me less than if they reevaluate their tapering. Right now they're tapering at $95 billion per month. If, however, because of the massive balance sheet that they've got, they decide that actually we need to start pushing further and up from 95 billion to 150 billion, 120 billion, market sentiment around stocks would be terrible. That would force a deeper dive, which would also be reflected in Bitcoin and crypto. So things are not looking great for Celsius and the overall crypto market. But as I've said before, bear cycles still are the opportunity to pick up really good quality cryptos at bargain prices. And that is what everyone needs to keep trying to remember, because these are the times when you build your wealth in the bear cycles. But anyone that's holding money in Celsius, I'm sure, is not going to be feeling overly happy right now. And yeah, let's see how it plays out. But hopefully what they're going to do is be able to close enough positions. If they're using any leverage trading, hopefully that they make the right calls to unfreeze everyone's assets. But one thing I'll say, overall, these interest accounts, these and I've looked at them and I was always quite positive about them, bar the fact that not your keys. That was always the only concern that I raised, is that if you're not in control of your funds, something bad can happen, and we're actually seeing it play out now, unfortunately. But these interest accounts, if you are holding money in BlockFi or Voyager or Nexo or any of these respective interest accounts, I would be, not financial advice, but I would be looking at closing or removing my funds from those accounts, because the way that a lot of these offer interest is by them trading the assets that arrive through arbitrage or through leverage. And as the market continues to take a decline, and if we do see Bitcoin just drop potentially down to 12k, potentially down to 10k, all of those respective interest account companies could do the same thing Celsius did. And you need to know that because your funds are at risk. And these kind of moments should remind people why ledgers or treasures are valuable. Because you're in control. Or even MetaMask, but you're in control. Because a centralized exchange, they can do the same thing. So just be careful out there, guys. If you've got your money on Celsius, let me know how you're feeling. And also let me know what you guys think the bottom of the market's going to be. I always like this because fundamentally no one knows, but we all like to make a prediction. So let me know what you guys think the bottom will be for Bitcoin. I'd be curious to hear in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you know when new content is coming out. And if you want to see the coins, guys, that I'm buying up during the bear cycle, the 2 coins I bought yesterday, and the many coins I'll be buying during this bear cycle, the ones I think can do the significant gains, like I said, with Phantom. And all you have to do is click the link in the description and check it out. That's it from me. Take it easy.